So I've taken a long on pound dollar after price rejected, you know, took out liquidity below this sell side liquidity, came down into a weekly time frame order block, and then found support last week on Friday, gap to open up, tried to pull back and held a 240 inverse fair value gap at the 240, the gap, open gap, and then put in this bullish engulfing candle. After trying to push lower with this bearish engulfing candle, we pushed up with this bullish engulfing candle, and now I'm anticipating price to find some kind of a push up, especially after it pulled back into this 240 order block and found, in a way, it came down in a way that to me looks like we can find some support around that area. So yeah, essentially we came up, we took out these highs, we took out this high, we came up to this high during London session, during Asian session, and then took out liquidity above that, then dropped lower. This drop lower should have continued all the way down if price was going to continue in this bearish order flow, but then it's pushed back up, came into this daily time from fair value gaps 50%, which to me is a good location for price to find resistance at. But right now, the way it's reacted off this low and the way it's gapped to open up, I do anticipate some kind of a support and push up to clear out the rest of that daily time for fair value gap. And it's the way price approached that level, right? We took out these highs. This is New York session right now. It's a time as well that plays a big factor. We on the 5-minute, after price put in this market structure shift in the bearish direction, this is when people or traders will be looking to go short because of the fact we're in a bearish order flow on the weekly time frame. We've just pulled back into Asian session high, below a daily time frame fair value gap 50%. We've tanked, right, market structure shift, and this is a very good location. We've got a unicorn setup right here, and this is a setup to go short. However, to me, I expect price to find support around here and continue higher up to where, I don't know if that price will reach up to this high today because it's a Monday, but I do anticipate price to come back up to these highs where I'll take at least target one, move my stop to break even, right? And this is my entry. I've given myself quite a bit of room below this fair value gap for price to find support, so we'll see. I'll watch how this candle closes. If we come back and take out these highs, right, I'm definitely going to be taking some targets there. So let's see how that plays out. And this is how that trade played out by the end of the day. This drop right there was an indication for me before entry that we might actually continue higher up. Clearly, I'm a little bit retarded at the moment because all the bearish order flow and I'm going long, and that is I'm just a bit rusty. I didn't trade pretty much all week. I didn't do my pre-market analysis, post-market analysis almost every day last week because I was extremely busy with other things, and I've just completely gone against my rules with so much conviction, so much confidence that I was almost certain that we're going to continue higher up, even though we came into a higher time frame point of interest. This daily time frame fair value gaps 50% inside this range, which is in a 50% in discount, and I was so confident that this bullish engulfing candle was going to turn into continue higher up, and then that was just immediately followed with a bearish engulfing candle. And no, I'm still not just going to trade bearish just because of this candle, not yet. My rule is, wait for the previous day's high to be taken out on Tuesday and then enter. But however, at the moment, I'm not really looking to enter this. Anyway, we just took out this liquidity in this gap and we're pushing higher. I want to see some move lower before looking for any trades. But it's just so easy to convince yourself, or for me to convince myself, to be in a trade when really I shouldn't be in that trade. If it was a short trade, then yeah, fair. At least it's in line with the bearish order flow. And the fact that the bullish manipulation move had already happened during London session or New York open, so the price came into this bearish gap, right? If price gaps open, it's likely to come and fill that gap and find support and go up. And it went up, and because it went up and closed above these highs, I was almost certain it was going to go up, and I was completely wrong. And the fact that I actually entered in such a premium instead of waiting for that 618 or even that 50% pullback. It's just kind of annoying. One good thing that I did do was, though, after I saw this bullish engulfing candle that came into the discount, and this bullish engulfing candle, I was almost going to go long at this bullish inverse fair value gap. I had even positioned or placed this trading views indicator with the stop losses and everything. And then I thought, you know what, it's Monday, bearish order flow, and then I got my head back and I just left it. I didn't want to really get into this. I didn't want to go long here. This would have been a good place to go long at this low, especially after taking the low of this New York London closed sessions low, and then price continue higher up. But I wasn't trading at around that time, so it's just, honestly, it doesn't matter if it's such a bullish engulfing candle. It doesn't really mean much when the order flow is bearish. It just means that price has just manipulated all of these highs, the Asian session high, the London session high, and just grabbing liquidity to continue lower in the bearish order flow. But yeah, just a bad trade really. And honestly, tomorrow, yeah, I'm not even sure if we'll take out, because we took out Friday's high right there at the moment so far, an hour and a half left till the close. We took out previous day's high today, tapped that bearish fair value gap, and tomorrow I will look to go short, and I'll see how market's playing out. Wednesday, I'm not really going to be looking for longs that much. I'm gonna wait out, and I'm just gonna see how market plays out. Sorry, Wednesday I'm not gonna look for a short unless we see some good displacement down. We've got room to go lower, right? We've got this sell side liquidity down there. What I was watching where prices come into is the last inverse fair value gap low was cleared again one more time, and it's found support last week, and it's gapped up, and I'll see how price closes below that gap tomorrow. If it doesn't, then we'll see. I'll play it day by day. I don't really have a strong bias unless we take out Monday's high tomorrow. Then I'll look for a short. Overall, just a bad trade, and trading based on FOMO. I was watching some traders interview on YouTube, and it was going on about taking 1 or 2 trades a day during New York session, and he was talking about New York continuation, trading New York continuation. And honestly, to me, I shifted back into my retail ways of trading instead of SMC way. We took out a low, or we took out, some support resistance. We closed above it. Now we are bullish, and I was expecting price to continue higher up. It's just what it is. I'm a bit rusty. Like I said, I haven't traded all week. I can't really be too harsh on myself. So I just got to focus and continue to make the progress that I've been making over the last 2 months, which has been just focusing on those A+ setups and waiting until, and only taking a couple of trades or 2-3 trades a week, and not allowing other traders or social media to influence my decision. And that's why I've stayed off social media for a while over the last 2 months, because it's just not there's too much questioning going on when I'm not too confident with my style of trading, and I see other people posting loads of random trades every single day when I don't even know if they're trading that or not. It's always, most of the time, during hindsight. So yeah, that's just the psychology behind why I took the FOMO trade, and just not to be too harsh on myself for taking this. This is a minus 0.9% loss because I've risked 0.9%, and that's just what it is.